Hi guys, welcome. So we're going to be doing the 962604 May June 2018 paper. This is just for the first part where we're going to take you through how to make some balloons. It's worth 35 marks. You probably don't want to spend 35 minutes doing it. I've got 15 minutes on my free recording, so we're going to try and get it done in that time. So first things you want to do is you open up Inkscape. I've already done it because it takes a couple of minutes to load. By default it opens up in A4, which is really useful because it says you're required to produce an A4 anniversary image showing 3 colour balloons. Okay, so let's get straight on with it. Use a graphics application to create a single balloon. The balloon should be resizable without loss of quality. That basically means that it wants a vector image. The balloon should be created from 2 shapes, the body and the neck. Cool, so let's get focused on that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a red balloon. I think the first question is to create a red balloon. So I'm going to go ahead and make a red one. And I'm just going to create a slightly long circle. I realise that doesn't look like a balloon at the moment, but we'll get to that. And this is going to be for the separate shape at the bottom that I'm going to use as the bottom part of the balloon, the neck. So the should be created from 2 different shapes. We've done that, but now we need to sort of amend this neck shape. So the first thing I'm going to do is up the top, I'm going to go to path, and I'm going to change the object to a path. Now if I go for the second one down over here, I can then zoom right in, double click, and I can start to amend it a little bit more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of have this bit come down a little bit, and then this one, and I'm just going to move this one upwards. Okay, so it's kind of in the middle. The next thing I need to do is change my balloon into the correct shape. At the moment it looks kind of just basically like an oval. So I'm going to do the same thing. Go up here, path, object to path, and then I'm going to select the second one down, and we're going to create, just going to drag this down a little bit further. As you can see, we start to look a little bit more like a balloon, and I might just make it a little bit skinnier. And the same for this side. And maybe we could make it a little bit fatter. Okay, so I'm going to move this up, and I'm just going to move this balloon there. I'm just going to make sure that it's definitely in the center. So I'm going to highlight over all of it, go to Object, all the way down to Align and Distribute. And then over here, I'm going to click this middle one. And you'll see that just moves that tiny little bit. If I now flip this, you can see it does change. That basically means that where I've made the balloon and stretched it and stuff, I haven't made it exactly symmetrical. But that's fine. It doesn't say that it has to be perfect. So I'm just going to line these 2 up, and I'm going to click on the first one, and then I'm going to hold down Shift and click on my neck. And then I'm going to go up to path, and I'm going to use this union. And you'll see that's all become one now. The reason I want to do that is because in the question paper it says the 2 shapes should be combined to make a single shape with a continuous 1-point black outline. If you have a look at this guy over here, we can see that this is a continuous 1-point black outline. If I did it like this, I'm going to lose marks. So let's go back, and now I need to make my black outline. I'm going to click on this fill down the bottom here. You could also press Shift, Control and F. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Stroke Paint, make it solid, change my stroke style to a 1-point black. So I change that to 1. Just make sure I've definitely got black, which I have, and I can see that I've now got the 1-point black. Okay, so next up, it says the balloon should have a pure red fill that creates the appearance of a light bloom. So that's going for this bit up here. There's 2 ways you can do this. I'm going to show you the easier way first. So we're going to go to Fill, and I'm going to go for this one here. This creates a radial gradient. Now, at the moment, it really doesn't look good. What we're trying to get is like a little shine from a light up here. Okay, so I'm going to edit this, and I'm just going to move this bit up to here, and okay, I'm actually just going to drag this so it's all the way down the bottom. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to switch these 2 colours over. So this darker bit here is light, and the rest of it is dark red. So I'm going to do that up here. So this one I'm going to change to very, very light. There we go. And then I'm going to change the other one to a dark red. And you can see I've got my light bloom. Okay. If you don't want to do it that way, you want to have a whole solid shape on this one, like that. What you can do is then press Ctrl D, This then duplicates it, so I've got 2. Then I'm going to go over to this create and edit gradients button. You can press Control and F1. And as I click on it here, you'll see I get these 2 different colors, these 2 different boxes come up. I'm just going to basically make it really, really light. And then change the gradient. And you'll see this bit, I just need to move up here. And then this one I can move around. And we start to get that light bloom. Let's just bring that one off there. However, I'm going to stick with the other way because it's easier and I think it looks better. Okay, so moving on. And it says the balloon should have a pure red feel. We've done the light bloom, so I can tick that off. There should be a drawing added to it to look like a piece of string knotted around the neck. Okay, so let's go back. What I'm going to use is this curve and straight line drawer, and I'm just going to zoom right in. As I click here and drag across, you'll see that I can move the arrow, move the line, sorry. So I'm going to click on that one, and I'm going to click over here again. I'm just going to move it, and then I'm going to come back down to about here, and then just need to move the screen. So I'm holding down my scroll button and moving there, and then I'm just going to have it. Oh, and I've gone off the screen accidentally there. It's a bit of a bummer. Okay, let's do that again. So here we go, we're going to drag over to there, just down to there, back across, and then it's going to go back over up here, and then down to the other side. Ah, I forgot my mouse is broken. Fantastic. The button on my mouse doesn't work, and I've forgotten about that, so let me just do it really, really quickly one more time. Hopefully it will work this time. Okay. There we go. I'm actually going to flip that because I think it's the other way around in the picture, and I should just be able to line it back up. There we go. And it says there should be a drawing added to the final string knotted around the neck. Okay. So let's have a look. This should be my final red image, my red balloon. So I'm just going to quickly save this as red balloon. I think it just says to save it. Yeah, so I'm just going to save it as a SVG. So put this in the right folder. Red balloon. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make a green balloon and a blue balloon. So all I'm going to do is, before I've done anything to it, I'm going to save it as green balloon. And then over here, I'm just going to edit the gradient. On the red side, I'm just going to change it to green. Ooh, that looks funky. So it's not quite done what I wanted it to do, but that's just probably because this side's got a tinge of red in it still. So let's put that back to green. And looks a little bit neon, to be honest, but for the sake of timing, that'll do. So now I'm going to press Control S. You can also go to File and Save, and that's my green one. And now I'm going to do a blue balloon. Okay, so same again. Just going to go and edit. Click over here. Do the green one first. Make it a nice blue. Okay, then I need to change the other one so it matches the same sort of blue, so we get that nice bloom at the top. And I'm going to go File and Save. Okay, so now I've done the whole of A, I've done the whole of B, and I can move on to C. Create a new image using the 3 balloons. Place the balloons in the order red, green, blue, position as shown. So red, green, and blue, RGB. So I'm just going to import the other 2. Import. And I'm going to have to find it now. It's kind of a long-winded location, so just bear with me. I wasn't joking when I said long-winded. Okay, so we've already got the blue one, so I just need the green and the red. I can only open one at a time. Hopefully, kill me. So much clicking. Okay. Should have created shortcuts. Green balloon. Okay. Oh, I pressed open and not import. Oh god. At least it saved it. Okay. So it's RGB, which means red, green, and then blue. So let's move this guy over here. Red, green, blue, and I think they had different heights. So red's the highest, green the lowest, and I'd say blue is just about in the middle. And it's going to be something like that. Okay. And save the image as 3 balloons. Doesn't specify what format. That blue one's just outside, so there we go. Save as 3 balloons. Okay. Now the next part, it says, add the text TTS is 10 to a curved path above the balloons. The text should be black script font. Just so you know, these are the 3 different types of font. Serif doesn't have any flick, does have flicks. Sans does not have any flicks. Script is kind of like handwriting, so it should look like or appear like it's joined up. Now the beauty of Inkscape is that they literally aren't very imaginative with fonts, which means if I just type this out, TTS is 10 exclamation mark, just to going to double check that's what it wants. TTS is 10. I can then go Control A, which selects all of it, and if I just search up here for script, there we go, we've actually got one called script. Obviously that's much too small. It's still probably too small. That's probably a bit better. Okay, so at the moment I've got TTS is 10. To be honest, it looks terrible, but it's a script font and we're all interested in marks. Now we have to curve it. I'm just going to create a circle for this, and I'm going to kind of curve it like that. Kind of matches the curvature of the balloons. I get my mouse, I'm going to hold down Shift to select the text. Now I go text, put on path. Now as you can see, it's kind of screwed it up a little bit. It's gone upside down. As I move this around, you'll see it looks really bizarre. If you just line up the circle, it should work. However, this should be in the middle, and you probably have a better time moving it around. Okay. It's not entirely exactly how I wanted it, but that'll do. Okay, so now up here I'm just going to turn the stroke paint off. That circle has disappeared now. Oh, I've got some fun squiggly lines have gone the wrong way. I've lost my blue line. Okay, so let's put that back on there. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, next part of it, a text. A big thank you to all our loyal customers. Below the balloons in the same font, the text should be red with a black outline. The final image should be similar to the one shown. Save the image as TTS 10. Okay, we've got a minute and 30 seconds. Let's do this. I'm going to make this whole thing a little bit smaller. That needs just to be moved a little bit. Okay, and that can go there. The reason I'm getting this error is because I didn't change the center of curvature for the for this text up here. So it says, a big thank you to all our loyal clients. A big thank you to all our loyal clients. I'm pretty sure they've got it split. So after the 2, it's going to go on the next line. Control A selects all, and then we're just going to go search for script. Oh, come on. Script empty bold. Make it a little bit bigger. You just need to move this now. I'm running out of time, so I'm speeding up. And then over here, I think it said a red outline. What did it say? Come on, come on, come on. Should be red with a black outline. So fill, go for red. There we go. And a black outline. Okay, you can just about see that. Needs to be a little bit bigger. And even though it doesn't quite look as good as theirs, that should be a capital, for example. probably tell, my recording's run out of time, but the last thing I needed to do was export the image. So first of all, save it as an SVG, as TTS10. Then you need to go up to the top on File, go Export PNG Image, and just export it to the same area. Make sure if you press Export As, you then click through, press Save to the location that you want, and make sure you press Close when complete and then Export. When you press Save for the location, that just saves the location, so just make sure you've pressed Export. Other than that, that should get you full 35 marks. I'll attach the mark scheme, you can judge for yourself.